Hey, what's up guys, it's your boy Wolf Rocky and welcome to Postgame. It's a big day 11 of the NHL. It was a 13 game slate, a lot of games. There's a lot of close ones, a lot of smackings. But hey guys, let's get straight into this. Please drop a like, subscribe if you guys do enjoy it all, and let's get straight into this video. Alright, first game is gonna be the Minnesota Wild versus the Boston Bruins. Bruins won 4-3 in overtime. What is wrong with the Wild? They cannot win a game. Fleury cannot win a game right now. He played better though. Boston had a lot of shots. Fleury still let a lot of goals though, but it was close. Wild got a point, which is well needed. They're 1-3-1. It has not been good so far for the Minnesota Wild. But hey, Matt Boldy again is scoring the puck on the power play, but Taylor Hall scores late. 10 seconds left in overtime on the power play to win it for the Bruins. And hey, Bruins are 5-1 right now. Absolutely under. They're first in the NHL, which is just crazy. I never would have thought this. Obviously, it's early, but I think honestly they don't have a Martian yet, so it's kind of scary. Up next is the New Jersey Devils versus the San Jose Sharks. Devils have won 3 in a row. Huge for the Devils. One thing I really like about the Devils is they get a lot of shots on net. A lot of shots. All of them, they're not high scoring chances, but they still put the puck in the net. Like I think they probably have the most shots in the NHL right now. But hey, they beat an easy Sharks team. But sometimes it's just like the Rangers. It's hard to beat these lower end teams. And hey, they did it on home ice. Gave the fans something to cheer about. And got another W for their team. And Sharks, it is horrible. It is really, really bad. You're probably going to be dead last in the NHL. It is nothing really good happening, honestly. But, hey, Connor Bedard, hopefully they can get him. That's what they need. But it's not looking good for the Sharks. But, hey, good 3 in a row wins for the Devils. They'll take that all day. Up next is the St. Louis Blues versus the Edmonton Oilers. They lost 2-0 on home ice to the Blues, and they really didn't have that many shots. Campbell once again with another loss. What are the Oilers going to do? Obviously, I think they're going to be fine, but it's not looking good so far. And hey, the Blues are 3-0. They look good. They've beaten some good teams, so that is very good for them. But once again, Oilers still losing again, and it's not good. Campbell still doesn't have a win on the season, but do they go up to him? Do they play him next game? Who knows? They play Pittsburgh next. I do think they smack Pittsburgh after that. But hey, that's it for a different video. But yeah, something's wrong with the Oilers. Like that, this offense should not be getting shut out. Let's be real. This offense should not be shut out. It's not like Binnington is the top 5 goalie in the NHL. You know what I mean? They should not be getting shut out, especially on home ice. Up next is the Arizona Coyotes versus the Ottawa Senators. I did predict that the Senators were going to pop off. Like first 3 games this season or 2 games this season, they had like 3 goals. 4, but then they played Boston, put up 7, and I don't forget how they played the last game, but they put up 6. They just put up 6 again, which is huge for them. On home ice again. I think Norris got hurt. I don't know what the severity of that injury is, but he did score, which is cool. Pinto scored. Kachuk scored twice. Hey, a lot of depth scoring right now for the team, and obviously it was against an easy Coyotes team, but it is what it is, right? It is what it is. You can only play who you're playing against, right? It does not matter. Hey, Genther did score for the Coyotes, so that's nice. His first initial goal, and Keller put the puck in the net. But hey, Keller cannot be happy. Is he gonna ask for a trade? I don't know, because this team is not very good, and they're not getting any better, if I'm being honest with you. Up next is the Montreal. Up next is the Toronto Maple Leafs versus the Winnipeg Jets. Hey, Toronto, they get brought back Win Simmons in the game. They got Kyle Clifford in the game. They knew it was going to be a big hitting fest. Basically, they knew it was going to be a hitting fest. Honestly, none of the Simmons or Clifford were part of the brawls that happened. Riley got in the fight, like Sandin got in the fight, like, you know what I mean? Like, it wasn't even those guys. Like, Toronto got a well-needed win on a very tough ice to play in Winnipeg, in a heated rivalry. And Tavares did his thing, scored 2 goals, huge captain-like performance there. Bunting's put the empty net in camp with a great through the legs pass by Simmons. By the way, he was on the score sheet for the wrong way that other people would have thought, but hey, they'll take that all day. Buck played all right, but yeah, Toronto, huge win right there. Finally a convincing win for this team that they really needed. Every single game has basically been a 1-goal game, but this one was not. It was a much needed win for them. Up next is the Dallas Stars versus the Montreal Canadiens. Pavelski scores a hat trick. This man is so good, so good, and he's getting older too. And he can still put the puck in the net, which is just huge for them. And I don't know how you say this Canadiens guy, but this defenseman, I think they call him White Violet. I don't really know. I just saw this somewhere. But he scores a goal. First NHL was just cool. But yeah, Dallas is shooting on all cylinders, putting the puck in the net crazy. They're 4-0-1, and they look very, very scary. I did not expect them to be like this, to be honest with you. I said they're gonna make playoffs, but I didn't expect them to be this dominant right now. And hey, it is what it is for them. But yeah, I think that's good. Canadiens, once again, they're a young team. You're not gonna be winning all these games right now, and it's just good that some of the young guys are still putting the puck in the net. Up next is the LA Kings versus the Washington Capitals. Capitals won 4-3. Kings were leading a couple times in this game, I'm pretty sure, and they ended up losing. But hey, you have this 2-0 lead in Washington. Washington's been coming back a lot for some reason in these games. When they've been down, they scored 4 in the third period. Kings cannot let that happen. I'm sorry, Kings cannot let that happen. But it is what it is. They did. Yeah, Capitals, another big win on home ice, another comeback win. And a lot of their veteran guys, Dowd, Carlson, Eller, Johansson, the veteran presence on the Capitals. They put the puck in the net, and they got the W for Kemper. And yeah, it was a huge home ice win for the Capitals right there. Up next is the New York Islanders versus the Tampa Bay Lightning. Tampa won 5-3. One thing I do like about the Islanders, they've been putting the puck in the net more. Usually they don't really score this much. Usually other games are 2-1, 3-1, 2-0, 1-0. I mean, like, they're all low scoring games. Now they're actually putting the puck in the net, and Tampa, they're looking like they inform themselves and putting the puck in the net too, because they've been honestly getting smacked by these couple good teams recently. Point scored, Hagel scored, Perry scored, Nick Paul and Killorn. But yeah, huge win on home ice for the Lightning. They needed this and see if they can get a streak going, because that's what they really need to keep it up in the Atlantic. Up next is the Pittsburgh Penguins versus the Columbus Blue Jackets in Columbus. Penguins won 6-3. Penguins looked absolutely horrible in the first period. Horrible. We were down 2-0 off of terrible turnovers. One of them, basically both of them by Letang, technically. But it was looking horrible. Puck luck was not going our way. But somehow Penguins are fighting back. Some depth scoring. Heinen scored twice. Archibald scored and Rutta scored. And obviously Sidney Crosby scored. Basically, the game winner actually in the third period. But the third period, honestly, and the second and third period, Penguins dominated. Shots were crazy. I think Blue Jackets had the first 10 in the game. It was like 16-4 in the first period. But we ended up out shooting them, we're pretty sure. And we looked pretty damn good in the end. Jari has been very, very solid. I cannot complain at all. Vezina trophy. He's on the lookout for Vezina this year. Same with Mike Sullivan for the coach of the year. But yeah, Penguins, this is a much needed win. It was huge. We're going to Edmonton next, and I don't think we can win the game. It's a very tough game, especially because the Oilers just lost. But it is what it is. Blue Jackets, they played well, but did not get it done in the end. They had just some simple mistakes, and Merzinkins could not make the saves that he needed to, and the Penguins got the dub. Up next is the Philadelphia Flyers versus the Nashville Predators. Predators, I was so high on you. You just lost to the Flyers on home ice. But I do want to say, Borevsky, I hope he's all right. He had a scary incident, got knocked out, and he had to get stretchered off the ice. Hopefully he's all good. I haven't really looked. But yeah, hopefully that's all good. But Predators, you don't score. You basically were getting shut out by the Philadelphia Flyers until the 2 minutes left in the third period on the power play. What happened? What's happening? You deserve to be getting booed off the ice. You deserve it. Like, you guys are playing horrible. The only team you've beaten is the worst team in the NHL and the Sharks. It was in a different country. It's embarrassing. It is embarrassing. I'm sorry. It is embarrassing. Up next is the Sabres and Canucks. This team might be even more embarrassing than the Predators. Sabres win 5-1 in Vancouver. Vancouver's got booed off the ice. Dahlin, though, 5 goals in 5 games. I told you, I need him to step up, and this is exactly what he's doing. This is what he needed. He needs to show his ceiling, and that's what is happening. And this was how the Sabres are winning. The Sabres are 4-1. The Buffalo Sabres are 4-1, and the Vancouver Canucks are 0-4-2. Bruce Boudreau is on the chopping block. He deserves to be on the chopping block. Demko, another bad game. I'm sorry. You got to start saving. You got to steal a game. Every top goalie steals a game. You need to steal a game to flip the season around. And right now, it's not happening. I'm sorry, it's not happening. It's embarrassing. It is embarrassing. Olofsson popped off. Cool. Don't care. Canucks, you guys are embarrassing. Your fans are going to riot again. It is embarrassing. It is embarrassing. Up next is the Colorado Avalanche versus the Golden Knights. It's a good game. And I did expect Colorado to win this game after losing their last. Hey, Rodriguez is scoring again. Their power play. Knights gave him 2 power play goals. That cannot happen. These good teams Vegas are very undisciplined right now. That's why they lost their last game, or not last game. That's why they lost to the Flames the other day, because the power plays, they cannot happen. You got to stop doing that. And they almost brought it back in the third, but it did not happen. Gorgiev got the win. Yeah, Logan Thompson, so you're looking solid, man. I like it. I like how he's playing. But hey, 4-2 nights, they can't really complain. The close one, they could have won it, but it just didn't go their way this time. And there's a much needed win for Colorado. And see if they can get a streak going as well, and see if they can keep doing it. And the last game of the day is gonna be the Hurricanes versus the Flames. Flames won in overtime, 3-2. I did predict this as well. Hurricanes were gonna make it close because they did lose last time to the Oilers, I think. Yes. So yeah, Aho scored, Dahan scored, whatever. Then Kadri and Toffoli scored the game winner with 30 seconds left. But yeah, guys, a much needed win for the Flames. Both of those teams are looking very, very solid, and I'm expecting them to continue that for the rest of the season. But yeah, that is the day. Big day. Predictions are coming out tomorrow. Make sure to keep an eye out for that. Drop a like, subscribe as well. I'm going to be posting some NHL content tomorrow. Make sure to keep an eye out for that. Yeah, much appreciated. And subscribe, motherfuckers.